Hi, Lacey here. I just wanted to say hi, introduce myself, tell you a little bit about who I am and about what Unscripted Heart is all about. I'm the founder of Unscripted Heart, which is really just a place where we're learning to live wholeheartedly, one breath at a time, and we're also empowering children, parents, and teachers to really be the authors of their own lives. Do that by mindfulness practices, compassion practices, mindful leadership. All of these practices are backed in science. So there is brain-based neuroscience behind every single thing that we've done. And I have created some really simple yet powerful and profound practices to help support well-being. And my greater vision is really truly to impact change on a systemic level. Living during a pandemic has made me really impassioned, even more so, to continue to do the work that I've been doing. And really also to dig deeper and to learn more about what we can do to impact change on a systemic level. And how can we change systems in a way that is going to be equitable for all. And I think that these are questions that mindfulness doesn't have the full answer to, but I think it's a good foundation to start with, because what I am learning is that we really have to have practices that sustain our own well-being. So helping us to have a greater sense of immune system, right? And mental resiliency. We need to be able to respond instead of react. We need to have practices that support us so that we can understand what our internal biases are, and then we can make conscious change. And my guiding principle and belief comes from a quote by JFK. Children are our greatest resource and the best hope for our future. And I wholeheartedly believe that. And I believe also wholeheartedly that within all of us are the seeds of kindness and compassion and love and connection and justice and equity and mercy. And a lot of us really haven't been taught how to access those things. And we haven't been able to sit with the wholeness of our human experience, which can sometimes be very difficult. And I think it's been even more difficult during these times that we're living in. Also, our children and the adults in their lives are under toxic stress like we've never had before. 1 in 8 kids has some sort of a mental health issue. Teachers are burning out at levels of 60 to 70%, and I'm sure that that's going to even go up given that we're in the situation that we're in. There are so many things that are a problem right now. There are so many problems that need to be solved. We're living in volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous times, and we really need to grow kids who have grit and resilience, but can come from a place of heartfulness and really empower them to lead with that sense of clear mind and an open heart. I am so excited to offer the Mindful Words Challenge as an online platform. We have been training teachers and we've impacted over thousands of kiddos in the last 3 years with this program by training the teachers, and then they train the students, and then we've been able to take 5th graders and we've been able to train them with mindful leadership practices that go back and then support the teachers and the younger students. And we're in the process of trying to create a bridge system where those children can take those practices into the middle school and continue to grow them. I have seen mindfulness transform my life, the way that I parent, the way that I respond, the way that I deal with challenges. I have seen mindfulness completely transform educational communities. I have seen mindfulness and these programs help create equity in schools. For example, the school that I have been at for the past 3 years, 40% of the population is socially disadvantaged. It's something called a Title I school. 60, give or take, percent of the students there come from socially, economically advantaged homes. And what we saw prior to implementing this program is that the gap between those students who were economically disadvantaged and the ones that were economically advantaged was a difference of anywhere from 35 to 50% of a difference in their testing scores. So basically the kids who were economically disadvantaged were testing 35 to 50% less in metrics than the students that economically were advantaged. For 2 years in a row, we have been able to close that gap. And for the past 2 years, those numbers were around 1%, which is statistically irrelevant. So to see that we are being able to impact change and create change, we have a long way to go. But I do know that when we change this, then we can change our homes and then our schools, and then we can change our communities. We can create a kinder, more compassionate, and more sustainable future for our children for generations to come. So that is my hope. That is my vision, that Unscripted Heart will really allow people, empower people through mindfulness techniques and brain-based science practices to be the authors of their own life, to write the scripts of our own life. Children's brains from 0 to 10 is when the major neural networks of the brain are laying down. And when I found this out and realized this, I became so passionate about wanting to teach these practices during this really formative time of their lives. What I didn't realize is that it was going to then change the brains of the adults in those children's lives. Mindfulness has completely transformed the way that I parent, and I have seen it transform communities, and I have seen so many children step up and be empowered to lead from their hearts with a clear mind because of mindfulness. And I'm really so excited to be able to share these practices and these programs on an online platform to be of benefit to all. So if I can support you, and if Unscripted Heart can support you, please reach out and let me know. I'm so excited to join together to create a kinder future.